Welcome back to MKE Gadgets. Today we're going to do some woodworking, and I'm in the process of restoring a Murray 1974 pedal fire truck. And I bought it used, and it came with one ladder that's well worn and well used and well played with. And I want to make an arrow ladder, but I thought, well, you can't just make one and they won't look the same. So I'm going to make two ladders. And the ladders hang on the side of the fire truck in the back on this little rack. The first thing I did was make a drawing of all the parts and make a list of what size material I need. So the rung is 1/2 inch, and I'm using oak. I'm going to use all oak. It's pretty durable, readily available. And this has to be cut to 4 inches and 5/8. So the sides of the ladder are 20 inches long, 3/4 wide, and 1 5/32 thick. So I went to the local home center and I bought a board 3/4 by 4 by 36. I'll rip this to the width, cut it to the length, use a woodworking bit here, drill the holes for the rungs, router and break all the edges on it. This is going to be used by a child. Sand them all and then glue them together. So that's today's project. First place we're going to go over the table saw and rip these pieces to width. I'll see you over there. So at the table saw, we're going to take this board and we're going to rip it 1 inch, 5/32 wide. I have my table stop set at that. I have it locked down. Always use a push stick. You never want to get your fingers real close to that blade. That's how accidents happen. So before you go any further, take that board and put it on a rack. This is going to be the side of the fire truck once again, once it gets cleaned up and powder coated. And if that board's too wide, it's not going to fit on there. And if it's too loose, when it's being used, it will jiggle off. And that's pretty tight. These corners are going to be rounded off. So I'm happy with that. So all I have to do now is copy and paste, make 3 more for a total of 4. I'll do that off camera. At the chop saw, I'm following my little print I made. I have to cut this 4 and 5/8 long. So I have a stop set up here so I can repeat this. It's important to make them all the same. So I have to cut four rungs per ladder for a total of 8. I don't want to get my fingers real close to this blade. It's round, because it's round, it could rotate on you. So I take a little piece of scrap here, and it looks familiar. This is a scrap of the ladder. Push that against the fence, push it against the stop. Got a little chip out there, I'll lightly sand that, and that will be glued into the side, and you never see that. I need 4 per ladder for a total of 8. So all I got to do now is rinse and repeat. So over at the Bridgeport mill, I'm using a woodworking brad point drill bit. I'm going to drill 3/8 deep. The thickness here is 3/4, so I'm going halfway deep. I got 4 holes to drill. I use a combination square, and on the left hand side, that sets my length. I marked both pieces of wood with a light L on the bottom, so that's left hand side. So now when I assemble it, if there's any discrepancy in the length, both of the L's will be either the top or bottom, and it'll help line up. So on a ProtoTrack mill, I wrote a very simple program that has 4 drill locations. You can see it on the little yellow X's. And this is my XYZ coordinate system, and I put that in the center of the piece of wood, so all my numbers are equally spaced in the center. It just makes it easier to program. I can save this program, so if I ever want to make more ladders in the future, I can just call it up. So I'm drilling this at 800 RPMs. At the router table, I got a round over bit. It's 2 flute, it's a carbide bit, it's 3/16 radius. All I want to do is break the edge on these ladder rails. I don't want any sharp splinters coming off. So that's all I got to do on all 4 sides. After I drilled it, I sanded very lightly so there would be no burrs on the hole, so when I drag it across the table, it doesn't snag on it. It makes it a little bit safer and easier. That's a nice break on the corner. All I gotta do that is to the rest of the boards I got, a light sand, and then we glue it up. So I'm using Type-On wood glue. I put a little painter's tape down. If you put a piece of paper, it kind of moves around on it too much, and I see other people on YouTube do this, where they just put a little tape down, put a little glue on there, and you can just roll the tape right off. And for my applicator, I'm just using a wire tie. I get a little bit in the bottom and on the sides. Because any glue that comes out is just more you gotta clean up. But you want enough glue in there that it's gonna stay. I'm not gonna use any brads or any other mechanical fasteners besides the glue. After I saw these, I went over to the belt grinder and I just put a little bevel on there, get any burrs off. I got some glue coming up. Now out here in the shop I don't have running water unless I run and get it. So I took an empty window cleaner spray bottle, put a little water in there so I can clean my hands or dampen a rag or a towel, and I can wipe off any glue. Now there's still some glue in there, so I can go in there and wipe that off. I'm going to polyurethane this, so I don't want any glue showing. So now I just got to glue all the rungs in, put the top one on, and we'll be done. With the gluing done, all I got to do is take off this painter's tape and dispose of it. That's my only mess I really have. So today we took this ladder, reverse engineered it, made a simple drawing, and made 2 copies of that. Now polyurethane this, so it's a little more durable, but also you gotta remember when you're making something, what does it fit on? You gotta check to make sure it fits onto the ladder rack. So here's a picture of the drawing. If you want to stop your video and take a look at the dimensions, in case you have to make one of these little ladders and you don't have any drawings. Now there's quite a few companies online that sell replacement parts, and I think these ladders were $30 a pair, and I made them for about $7, and maybe 2 hours total. But it's also fun, and that's why I have a shop, so I can make things like this. So thanks for viewing, and I hope this will motivate you to make something, restore something, build something. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you like what I did today. Tell your friends. MKE Gadgets out.